What's going on, everyone? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're going to talk about anger and what it does to the body. Now, if you want to be angry, go ahead. Because all anger is tension in the body. And I wasn't a person that necessarily got angry a lot, but I was around a lot of angry people, coincidentally. And I got to see that retrospective too. And I always wondered, why are these people angry? More so in my later years, not when I was like really young, like my teenage years. I just was like witnessing it or observing it. Because anybody that's angry, even if they don't want to do it immediately, first of all, the anger is going to wear out. You can't hold that anger consistently all day into the next, because it would just be too much to hold on to. You'd die. Anger is like poison to the blood. If some people never experience something outside of anger, or they have pseudo science or pseudo effect, where they actually like the anger because it's what they're used to, which is like an oxymoron paradox in itself. Because again, you don't want to be angry, because anger poisons the blood, and it's just the whole vibration of anger, just holding on to something basically. And to some degree, most people are angry or sad if they're not happy. Most people are anger, sad, all them feelings other than happiness are, and there's a couple other ones, of course, but they're all in the same category. You're either feeling good or bad, and anger is more so bad, so to speak, not actually bad in terms. So if you're angry, first of all, everything around you is going to become angry. And when you're angry, so most people are going to be unconscious of it, and it's just going to happen around them. Things are going to happen around them that they don't like, them personally. One of the biggest cases are going to be time, and they're going to think that these things are happening to them, which are adding kindle and fuel to the fire to make them more angry. Because that's what they put into the perspective, and that's the energy that's giving out at that moment. That's like their vibration, so it's all around them. So they're going to follow through with this, basically. And the anger is going to be with them until they let it go or think about something else, basically. So as long as no one wants anger, but people don't know that. They get tricked into thinking they want it, or they, again, try to hold on to it as long as they want, unknowingly. But the thing is, ultimately what they want to do is let go of the anger. Because that's what they want. Anyone who's angry is going to want it to let go eventually, because it's too tense. And it's 2 tenths to have for a long time, hence why it fades away. And a lot of people like to be, they think they like to be angry, but deep down they don't want to be that, because no one wants to be angry. It's just as simple as that. It's really funny. What I was going to say, though, one of the big things that happen when someone's angry is time coincidences. And they always think like bad timing, or it's bad luck. Because, you know, that's like the state that the anger got them in, basically. And again, things are happening around them, making them more into the anger, feeding into it, evolving into it, basically. And it's just really a joke once you see it. So basically, you never want to get angry. And it is as easy as it sounds. Once you fall into the anger, then you're just like uncontrolled, basically. It's a natural thing and natural to overcome, which is pretty cool in itself too. And you'll see someone who is angry, you'll be able to spot this once you have a little bit of acknowledgement in your system, even in your head at this point, but more so just seeing it, because it's something just to see. It's not something really to explain, it's something to experience. And again, yeah, you could say observe too, but people that are angry, they're always gonna, like 9 times out of 10, they're gonna have tight shoulders. It's gonna be one of the main things about it, which is just crazy in itself. And angry people are gonna like to do angry things. So basically, when you're angry, you're just going to keep feeling the anger and feeling it pretty much nonstop until you let it go. So, and anything I ever talk about can always be used, with you, because most people use things against you. And why I'm saying that is this: even if you have anger, and it's okay that you have anger, because now that you know, you can just witness it next time you get angry, whatever is making you angry, and then see if do you want to feel angry, or do you want to go? Do you want to let it go? Because as soon as you do, then you're not angry anymore. And being angry is like one of the worst feelings. I pretty much said enough for this video. I don't want to make this too long. There's a lot of routes to talk about this. And I could talk about this for a while. So why be angry when you don't have to be? It's as simple as that. And no matter what it is, just don't let it get to you. Such as, it could be a girlfriend, it could be your boyfriend, it could be your brother or sister. Now, there is an act, of sticking up for yourself and doing what is right, but it's your intent behind it. So don't get it twisted. You don't have to be basically a doormat. And I don't even want to get on that anyway, but you'll see when you just never get angry how much better you'll feel. Like, life will just be ridiculous. I haven't been angry. I learned my lessons a very, very long time ago. Multiple ones in different situations too. Back when I was a teenager. And I've never really been angry since. And the last thing I will say is you'll draw that energy. So anger comes from inside of you. I do want to finish with this. Anger does come inside with you. Those are going to be for some of the next videos. It's a surprise. Anger starts inside of you. not actually in someone else. So you got to be aware of that. It's right there inside of you. Another thing is, and the last thing I'll leave with this video is, so you can create, when someone does anger towards you, whatever it is, the best thing I'm going to tell you now is to, like, again, don't feed into it and brush it off. That's the best situation. But, you know, at a point back then when, you know, when things, whatever it was, you know what I mean, a girlfriend or a friend maybe stealing money off of some, or just doing something disrespectful towards you to end that relationship, change, you know, probably end it at that point. Because it has to be something severe, or because that's usually, you know, it's usually disrespectfulness that comes in to it. And then you're going to have to do something about it, cut the person off, But chances are now it's your chance to rise above it and make something out of it. You know what I mean? You could use it in a song. You could use it in art. That doesn't mean go make angry music and shit like that, or angry art, which you can still do that, you know what I mean? Exercise, get the anger out of you. The anger is out of you as soon as you let it go. In fact, it can be removed almost instantly, simultaneously, as soon as you let it go. That's the whole jargon of it. And, you know, so let's just say, I don't do this anymore, but there was a time where, like, you know, basically you're going to prove something to these people. But I don't want you to get caught up in that, because that's even maybe a lesser degree. Just know you can rise above that and you can still go on your mission, whatever that you're going to do, whatever the hate is, whatever the anger is from the outside source, you know, whatever people, because there's going to be anger outside of you, even if you don't get angry, which is great. But just, you know, but other people's anger can come make you angry. And that's usually how it happens, you know, or you start. It's one or the other. And so once be aware of that, and you can, you know, you can make something out of it. That's how, you know, that's how, like, a lot of people become, like, superstars. Maybe Mike Tyson, maybe even Bill Gates, when we're talking about not necessarily a superstar, but we're talking about money making and getting involved with something, just basically money, financial needs, and so forth, against all these other people, because maybe they got picked on, they got bullied. Some of these, you know, movie actors such as, like, Steven Seagal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, whatever these people, you know, got picked on, maybe, because a lot of people get picked on. They a lot of them, even though they're rich and famous, been through life, even older, years, they hold on to the anger. Yeah, that's the thing, though, because, like, their power to do what they want to do is running through that anger, basically. So yes, they have, like, to some degree came past it, but did they fully let it go? That's a good question. You'd be able to tell, to see if they get angry when you say some stuff to them, like, oh, your muscles really aren't that big, you know what I mean, or you're weak, or you're getting old. You got to see if it really gets to them, you know what I mean? But you don't actually want to go do that. But the anger can be redirected, basically, if you did have it, you know, in the first stages. But eventually, when you get to the top, you want to do it for yourself and out of pure fun and joy. Because if you do it out of anger, then it's going to be, you still have that little bit, just that little bit of residue. And to some degree, like, in the past, I would use that, like, oh, like, I'm going to write a song about this. It wasn't like it just came to my head, like, oh, this man made me angry, I'm going to write a song about it. It was just like, further down the line when I was making music, I was like, oh, I'm going to write about this. And you know what I mean? You fuel to the fire. It matters on your intent, okay? So have a nice day. Thanks for tuning into the video. Subscribe to the channel when you get a chance. Have a nice day.